As we come to our last presentation, I now request the finalists from Tribal Social Innovation category to come up on the stage. This session is chaired by Ms. Jutika Patankar, former IS officer, and co-chaired by Mr. Ram Iyer, trustee and administrator, Swadha School. Juries for this category are Mr. Vasant Lime, Chairman, High Places Management Limited, Mr. Anil Sharma, Head Digital Impact Square TCS Foundation, and Ms. Falguni Gokhale, Director, Design Directions. Please proceed.
Hello. Hi, good evening, everyone. The last but the most critical part of the innovation program. Over the last few years, every year we struggle to get a lot of tribal innovators, but this year we have had a very good cohort, and it's a very diverse cohort too. I'll let them start the process. Thank you.
Namaste. Imagine Elon Musk comes to you and says that you have to set up a civilization on the moon. What would be the most essential resource you would look for sustaining life? Yes, you are absolutely right. It is water. Now, considering the moon to be an arid place and using the same motivation behind the technology that was used to discover water on the moon by the Chandrayaan-1 lunar mission of India in the year 2009, we shall see how the same technology can be used to detect the smallest droplet of water present underneath your feet. Isn't this something wonderful? Isn't this something unique? Welcome to the Internet of Groundwater. Welcome to OMSAT. Hi, I'm Riddhesh Soni, founder CEO of OMSAT and former scientist, Indian Space Research Organization. At OMSAT, we are a team of scientists, engineers, and big thinkers passionate about making ideas accessible and actionable. Having been trained by ISRO, NASA, UNOOSA, Google, and Harvard School of Design, our consistent foundations are built on precision, innovation, and trust. Did you know 2 out of 5 Indians are facing water crisis? Now, this water crisis leads to food crisis, and food crisis triggers a migrational crisis. As it is evident in Marathwada itself, 50,000 farmers migrate to other places. Therefore, every drop per crop counts as far as agriculture is concerned. So here we come with our intervention. Using advanced space imaging techniques, we detect the fluctuations happening in the groundwater table that determine the changes and happening due to over extraction of underground water resources. This in turn helps to for judicious utilization of underground water resources for smallholder farmers. So OMSAT provides groundwater hydroanalytics to farmer producer organizations at 3,300 rupees per acre. We have a diversified range of products ranging from groundwater conservation, groundwater exploitation, monitoring, and groundwater exploration and solar pump site suitability, thereby providing a comprehensive service for the energy water nexus. Using our unique designs, we also, from the satellites, help farmers to determine sites for building up, constructing recharge structures, as you can see. These, in turns, can be utilized in areas of aquaculture, irrigation, hydrology, firefighting, recreational purposes, etc., depending upon the topography. So suppose if a farmer is already having a borewell, but the borewell has failed, we have a patented robotic technology that will go inside the pipeline and do the internal inspection and angiography to optimize the energy and water use efficiency of a failed borewell resource. We are different because unlike traditional costly and time-consuming survey-based methods or the coconut-based panadis that we call in Marathi, we are able to provide our services with 90% precision and 75% reduced cost. Till date, we have 13 copyrights, 2 patents, and 3 trademarks. When we talk about groundwater, it is not more of a technical intervention problem as much as it is a socio-economical problem considering the demands of water sellers, water buyers, and control groups. Therefore, we organize hydro-social contracts to ensure equitable resource allocation and distribution of water resources to all the stakeholders in the groundwater industry. Most of the solutions in the present market are only focused for groundwater detection, but we have, and research has given us the provision to have predictive analytics and forecasting abilities unlike any other solution present in the Indian market. Till date, we have generated 1.5 crore revenue, scanned 44,000 hectares of land and built 3,800 water points, impacting thousands of lives of smallholder farmer families. This in turn has, in terms of the scalability, because we are having a remote access to the groundwater resources, we are able to cover 17 districts, recharge 13,000 kiloliters of water per month, and create employment generation for hundreds of people. These are work orders from the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Agriculture, and also the United Nations World Food Programme and the Maharashtra government. A few snapshots of the work that we have done in Latur, Parbhani, and Sagroli, which are the drought-prone regions of India. And we are certified by NASA, Ministry of Jal Shakti, BCCL Coal India, ICR Water Technology Division, Karnataka State Pollution Water Pollution Control Board, and the Water Ministry of Uzbekistan. These are a few of our national and international recognitions we have got in Germany, Tokyo, USA, and Maharashtra as well. So when you talk about groundwater, it is a 2.6 billion unorganized market in India. As far as speed and accuracy for serving a land is concerned, there is a big gap for unlocking a scalable solution. So we are targeting the $37 million groundwater market of Parbhani, which is our beachhead market. We channelize our impact to the smallholder farmers by building strong relationships with national and international organizations such as FPOs, NGOs, and system aggregators. They help us to connect with the bottom of pyramid, such as the farmer producer organizations and the irrigation departments. And also, we require NGOs for capacity building, planning, and civil support, etc. So our ask is 6 crore rupees to impact the entire population of the Parbhani district in Maharashtra. We want to create a model like it has been created by our former successors, that is Mr. Suresh Khanapurkar, as far as the entire groundwater conservation is concerned. So we require funding of 6 crores, and the impact to population is going to be around 1.8 million, that is 18 lakh population. Hunger, poverty, farmer suicides are on a rise and climate change continues to affect millions of people. By incorporating OMSAT solutions into the existing ecosystem will improve the basic socio-economical water supply and demand and ensure equitable distribution of underground water resources to all. Come join us in making the groundwater infrastructure of Marathwada resilient and sustainable. Thank you.
Total silence, right? Were you able to understand what actually is happening in the movie, or getting the glimpse of what it actually means? Because of the sound that is not present here, we are not able to understand the emotions and what is happening in the movie. That is exactly how 400 million plus deaf and hard of hearing people across the globe feels every single day.
This is 327. I'm going in.
Good luck, Agent.
You are able to hear the sound in movie and you are able to get right. That is exactly what Indian Sign Language does for the deaf people in order to access information, access audiovisual content,
This is
and in any
327.
way information that is available across the globe and in every single technology. So it all began in 2020 when I was working as an innovator, and we were working around providing education to the deaf and hard of hearing children. And the moment when COVID struck, we started receiving calls from mothers of deaf children across the state of Maharashtra telling that their child is not able to read, write, access anything, or even communicate socially. And that is exactly when we come up with Sign Assistive. Greetings to everyone. I'm Prabodh Mahajan, representing Sign Assistive from Plan and Empower Private Limited. So reading, writing, listening, communicating, and working are the most productive activities that we do right from getting up in the morning till going to sleep at night. But Imagine you wake up in the morning and the surrounding sound, that is, you realize the sound is getting void and you're not able to scream either. This, what feels as a nightmare, is exactly what the reality has been for the deaf and hard of hearing children, people across the globe. With Sinusifty, we envision to solve this by leveraging and harnessing artificial intelligence and converting any vernacular content into Indian Sign Language. Over 440 million deaf and hard of hearing people across the globe feels the same, be it accessing information, public places, information, internet, education, or even workplaces as well as social communication in their daily life. Almost 80%, more than 80% deaf and hard of hearing children drop out in class 7 or 8 due to inaccessibility in education, and more than 78% of the internet and 85% of the workplace communication is not accessible for the deaf and hard of hearing people. We talk about diversity, we talk about equity and inclusion, but this major contributor to the economy are being left alone. So in order to bridge this gap, presenting you Sinusifty, India's first accessible platform that translates content in any Indian Sign Language into Indian language into Indian Sign Language in real time. We harness deep learning and conversational AI to enable real-time translation of content in any Indian language into Indian Sign Language. So be it your website, be it your platform of learning, be it your any workplace communication, we are enabling that with the help of Sinusifty. Although the users are the deaf and hard of hearing people, we want to reach and enable the social organization, institutions, workplaces. We want to make them accessible for the deaf and hard of hearing people across the globe. Starting with 63 million plus deaf and hard of hearing people in India, we aim to bridge the accessibility gap, be it communicating with the deaf and non-deaf community or the general community and population in India, is what we are trying to. So if I say so far we have reached around 1.5 lakh deaf people since the launch in the past 7 months, having generated a revenue of 23 lakh rupees with a customer retention rate of 62% and having an actual customer rate of 2,000 deaf people who are using the app on a daily basis. In terms of global, we have HandTalk, we have Signly, we have Signy, who are major competitors. What separates us is that with the help of an advent of large language model and motion style transfer algorithm, which are copyrighted by the company itself, we are the only platform that are doing it in real time with regional languages across India as well as the globe. So, what started out in the early 2023 to provide accessibility for the deaf and hard of hearing community, we partnered with Government of Maharashtra. We were the winners during the Maharashtra Startup Yatra 2022. We received a work order to deploy the solution across the Tier 3 and rural special schools for the deaf children in Maharashtra. We also partnered with Government of Gujarat and Government of Telangana, and in association with Capgemini. We now have 47 plus special schools with 2,700 plus deaf children, not just the 2,000 deaf people who are using the platform on a daily basis. So we are making the deaf schools accessible through Sinusifty and making education and information accessible for the deaf children in India, and eventually eliminating, probably reducing, but in the long term we aim to eliminate the dropout rate of the deaf children in class 8 or 9. We are seeking initially a CSR of 80 lakh rupees, which we aim to deploy and impact 5 million plus lives in the next 18 months, while also tapping 5 lakh lives of the deaf people, while spanning across Singapore, USA, UK, Britain, as well as the rest of the India as well. And this has been the feedbacks, testimonials from the deaf people, from the community that we have partnered with. Recently, we have partnered with Bhashini, which is National Translation Mission under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. We aim to make Z5. We aim to partner with Z5 to enable and launch Z5 for the deaf in the next 12 months, which the process is ongoing with the help of and collaboration with IIT Hyderabad and Indian School of Business. Furthermore, we aim to onboard 50 plus workplace businesses and enabling accessibility for them. And thank you so much for your time, and we need your help in growing, because alone we can do so little, but together we can achieve a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hello, I am Chandrasekharan from Watson Envirotech Private Limited. We make affordable, electricity-free water purifiers. which we had been focusing more on the rural space and the tribal areas. So if you look at the problem, the tribal area is mostly rejected. It's not in the radar of the government at all for plans. Thanks to the recent announcement from the Prime Minister, just 2 days ago, he had a grand plan and fund allocation for the tribal areas. But where we have seen, they seldom have anything good called drinking water. They have water, plenty of water, but no drinking water is there for them. So we have come out with this product. It's just 2 buckets, one above the other. It is there in the basement. You can go and see the product. The standalone filter, which has a nano clay candle fitted onto the top vessel. There are these holes are nano pores, so it will not allow any other contaminants to pass through except water. Water will just percolate and go down. That's it. So no electricity, no wastage of water. No need to change the candle or the media because you have to only rinse, wash it and backwash, and all are do it yourself. So this is the product. This is from CSIR. But as somebody said, the innovation or the patenting or the publication of the paper doesn't matter. In fact, this license was given to 138 entrepreneurs across the country from CSIR, and 137 failed. I am the only person who has taken it up for the past 10 years and have been able to reach 4 lakh households pan-India. So what makes this product unique, as I told you, more than the other benefits like no electricity or no chemical or wastage of water or anything, this is the only water purifier which retains all the good mineral and salts, which is very essential for your body and for your immunity. That is the biggest problem with the so-called RO machines. They don't know the good, bad and ugly. They remove everything, and that's the pain. So going into this journey, I was not aware that there are region-specific issues like fluoride and arsenic and whatnot. So we collaborate. And again, I am a good reader of publications from various great institutions of IITs. So I converted IIT Madras arsenic publication into a publicized product. Same way, PSG College came with a fantastic publication on fluoride removal. I converted into a product. So in the villages, I saw most of the schools and Anganwadis with fanfare, with Rotaries and Lions Club, cutting away the ribbon and giving a RO machine. Within 3 to 4 months, there is nobody to replace the membrane or the cartridge or whatnot. So that was a pain in the rural areas. So we came out with the larger sizes, like 200 liters, 500 liters, 2,500 liters. We have reached to almost 2,000 schools, mostly in rural areas. Here in Maharashtra, we have done Thana, that is the Adivasi school in Thana, working for the past 7 years without any problem. And we trained the local plumbers or the people to maintain and run it. No AMC in my business. So one short brief about why Watsan. It is short form of water and sanitation. We have used the waste glass fiber dumped by the windmill companies to completely convert into superstructure. So again, no cement, no water, no sand. These are all like Lego toy. Every panel can be separated. You can fit it and start using it. This we are given to a lot of rural schools where the girls are able to come back to the school when they come of age. So that's complete the story of why the name is Watsan, my company name, Water and Sanitation. And my team is having 100+ years of experience. Both I am a chemistry graduate, post-graduation in plastics. Before the advent of computers, I had been doing product manufacturing. In fact, I am helping a lot of startups who don't have a clue of how to make the product, what material to choose and what process to go for. I am also helping them. So we have a very strong team. Rajalakshmi is from TCS. 23 years she worked in TCS. She found that the charm of working was not there. She jumped into social sector. PNS, in fact, is a senior with the BE MBA combo. The best thing is the women team I have. Are all rural women, tribal women in my area, in my factory. We adopted an abandoned rice mill, giving the farmer some 15,000 rupees per month as a rent, so that the rice mill was converted into my factory of making this nano clay candles. All are women there, you can see. And the assembly shop from the nearby Jopdipatti. They are a very decent life today because they are working that 9 to 5 culture, no forcing work on them, and they do the complete job, perfect job, and it is 99% woman driven. And we have done enough carbon credits because we avoid electricity being used and also avoiding the firewood and coal being burnt in the rural areas. Started a pilot plant for carbon credits in Madhya Pradesh right now in a tribal belt. 15,000 households are given the product at just 200 rupees, subsidized totally. My water filter standalone cost 2,700 rupees. The arsenic and fluoride variant costs only 4,000 rupees, and it can go for on and on for any number of years. I myself am a user for the past 1 decade. So a lot of testimonials. In fact, the Kerala flood, Chennai flood, wherever there is a flood. Even in COVID time, there was a flood, we took a special license, gave it away to a lot of people. This is the tribal area I am talking about. 3,000 tribal people were given this product. In Rajasthan, we have done complete village where fluoride removal has been done with help of some CSR partners. And can you click on those two? Just 1 minute to show how the rural people are happy carrying the water filter on their heads, walking all miles to the tribal village, and then they are able to deliver. The second one is the, the second one is the water purifier. You can show the second one. Where the water is totally muddy in Andhra, the tribal area, they were believing that water is in orange color. They never knew that water is transparent. So when they saw this, they were saying in Telugu, "Hare neelu tellaga undira." So this was something shocking to me. That's why I started focusing more on the tribal bulk, connecting with NGOs. So we were able to do 3,000 tribal households so far. We have done Palghar, we have done Raigad. Now the carbon credit program I am trying to do in Raigad and Palghar tribal belts. Hopefully that should come out. So you can see this. It's a very amazing picture. This gave me a lot of revelation. Why should I focus more on the tribal? Even though I'm doing urban, I have a lot of Pune customers, a lot of customers in Bangalore and rural areas. Just pulls out the top bucket, the bottom you see crystal clear, transparent water. So he's so amazed seeing that water first time in transparent color. So as I told you, we have reached 4 lakh households, more than 3,000 schools and other thing, and the journey is going on even by BSF of Wagah border, Kargil border. Right now we are putting a heater, customizing it for the Indo-Tibetan border. Because to drink water, they have to break ice, melt it and then drink after half an hour. So we are introducing some heater element into that, again with solar, no grid water. Can you move out? Move karna. So we have got a lot of grants and awards and things like that. Ours is the only product filter carrying the logos of Department of Science and Technology, CSIR, CPET for the food grade plastics, and we have collaborated with 3 IITs for different products. And we have been so far profitable. We have reached almost 2.4 crores so far in this year. Hope to do it better. Thank you. So my ask is very simple. We want to take the government policies to just refocus on the Har Ghar Jal scheme. How do you do it in a tribal area? You cannot put pipeline everywhere. You have to make sure that you have to have individual households having this product. And the other one is the GST. It is 18% under industrial category, coming at liquid and gas purification system. So these are all the asks. I don't have anything personal. CSR companies can really collaborate with me. I have NGO partners across this country, even outside in the other places, in Africa as well. If you want to collaborate, we can collaborate with us, and we will take you to the last mile. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is a real moment of pride for us at Neev Jeevan Foundation to present our work in front of such a large, august audience. Neev Jeevan Foundation is an NGO working in the area of skill development and vocational training for tribal women in rural Maharashtra. Before we get into the details about our work, let me take you back in time, about 3.5 years ago. It was March 2020. I'm sure you recollect that time. The pandemic had broken out and a nationwide lockdown was declared. While we were all sitting at home trying to figure out what exactly is happening around us, there was one community on the roads, the migrant workers. They were walking thousands of miles back home. Heart-rendering scenes were splashed across the media, overcrowded buses, auto rickshaws, bicycles. And that is the time when we thought that something must be done for this group of people, so in their villages, so that they do not have to migrate to the cities in search of greener pastures. Agriculture is the primary source of income for all the rural areas in India. However, there is something different for the people that we are working for in Jawar, Dahanu, Igatpuri, and similar places. Due to scarcity of water, they can run only one crop cycle, which is paddy during the monsoons. And that is the reason why their monthly household income is extremely meager, about 5,000 to 6,000 rupees, which is hardly enough to have a sustainable standard of living. And that is the reason why they tend to migrate. The solution is all about trying to create an alternate source of income other than agriculture in every household, so that they do not have to migrate to the cities in search of livelihood. Over a period of time, we have developed a 5-pronged approach, and let me explain to each one of them to you. As a first step, what we do is we teach them technical knowledge on vocations of choice. We cover over 20 plus vocations today, like poultry farming, goat farming, mushroom cultivation, strawberry cultivation, masala, papad, pickle making, and the list goes on. As a next step, we teach them on entrepreneurship skills. Thirdly, we provide access to seed capital and funds, help them set up the small-scale business ventures, and finally support them for a period of 6 to 8 months so that they are able to stand on their feet. What differentiates us from the rest of the crowd is as follows. Most of the people organizations working in this area of livelihood provide training the technical training on vocation of choice. That's all of them do it. However, as we go one step below, the funnel kind of narrows down. When you look at funding, so we try to focus on funding through various opportunities like CSR, government schemes and programs, PMEGP, CMEGP, Mudra loans. We also try to give them the entrepreneurship skills. We imbibe the entrepreneurship skills in them. Who is the customer? What does the customer want? How do I sell my product? How do I market my product? What is my value proposition? How to maintain my books of accounts? So these are the things that we teach on the entrepreneurship skills. And the last one is the biggest differentiator for us is we try and help them set up the business by buying the raw materials and engaging with the vendors, buying the machines, setting up the shop floor, packaging, branding, and finally the market connect. And that's the most important area. And we support them for a period of 6 to 8 months till they stand on their feet. We are proud of our association and partnerships with a lot of people which we have developed over a period of time. I'd like to special mention with the government vertical. The Integrated Tribal Development Project, Maharashtra State Livelihood Mission, Zilla Parishad, we are engaging with all of them in Nasik and Palghar, trying to mobilize the women in the villages and also fund the various projects. We are currently working in 2 districts, Nasik and Palghar, across 4 talukas and 37 villages. We have till date covered about 1,100 beneficiaries, and this year we plan to cover 1,500 beneficiaries, and we are more or less on our way to as we complete mid-year. And also we want to set up about 50 small-scale business ventures for them. We have developed a plug-and-play module as we scale up our operations into each taluka. And also we plan to reach out to about 10,000 women over a period of next 5 years. Here are a few examples of the success stories. We have worked on 10, we currently have 10 successful business ventures which are running. The products have been displayed in our stall. Masala, papad, pickle units, sanitary pad, poultry farming, brick making, and the like. The success of these, the impact that these ventures are creating is, over the last 1 year, it has helped in improving the monthly household income by 1,500 rupees. And also we have helped in stopping the migration by at least 150 people. We have also been delivering these projects efficiently. The operating expenses and the project implementation cost, that's the budget, comes to about 2.2 crore. We are trying to source the funds from the crowdsourcing initiatives for the operating expenses, and we largely depend on the government vertical today for the project funding. Almost 88% of the total funds or the projects are funded by the government today, and there is an urgent need to diversify through CSR and other foundations and HNIs. Over the next 3 years, we are trying to focus on 3 areas. One is the vocations. We would like to look at least 10 more vocations from the current 20. Focus on more futuristic vocations. We will also be looking at more new locations and as we scale up our operations, and finally look at technology as a pivotal role to scale. We are looking at various organizations that have come here today for your support through CSR. There are 3 areas that we are seeking your support. Number 1 is a long-term engagement for what we call as a model village program, wherein we engage at least one woman from every household in the village to try and get them onboarded with an alternate source of income. The second one is we are looking at in terms of capacity building in terms of people so that we are able to scale up our operations, program managers and livelihood executives. And finally, a little bit of technology to improve our efficiency in the long run. This is the team of 5 people, all from the grassroots. We all work in the respective villages and with the primary objective of creating opportunities for sustainable livelihood for the tribal women in their villages so that they do not have to migrate to the cities in search of greener pastures. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ganesh and I am here to represent Haqdarshak. Let me start with a story that exemplifies our impact. Meet Kusum Nimbol. She is a 55-year-old woman, tribal woman from Gadchiroli, Maharashtra. She was suffering from kidney stone and didn't had enough money to get her treatment done. One of her support agents, who are called Haqdarshaks, introduced her to Mahatma Phule Jan Arogya Yojana. It's a state health insurance scheme and helped her with the entire process. She got her treatment done free of cost at one of the government hospital in Nagpur. She is just one of the 4 million citizens that we have impacted so far. So, can you guess how much budget is allocated every year for social sector expenditure? Last year, it was 8.28 lakh crore. But due to lack of awareness, limited access to application process, and deficiency in the necessary documents like Aadhaar card, ration card, they are not able to get access to them. So, which leads in low application rates, unutilized funds, and exclusion of the vulnerable section of the society from the security net that they are for whom it is intended for. To bridge this, Haqdarshak was born 7.5 years back. It is co-founded by Aniket Dogar. So it's a for-profit social enterprise that helps citizens and MSMEs with government welfare schemes and documents. We do this with the help of our assisted tech model, basically where we have created an app which has a repository of around 7,000 plus central and state specific schemes, which is supported by our on-field agents who are called Haqdarshaks, who reach out to citizens in the community and help them with understanding what all schemes they are eligible for and then helping them with the end-to-end application support for the same. The schemes on our platform are listed in 12 plus local languages as well. So the entire solution that we have built revolves around our flagship product, that is a Yojana card. So this is a digitally enabled card, which is QR based card, which will have basically so basically when a citizen, when we approach a citizen, we do their process called a screening process. We ask few questions to them and basis which is fed into our app, and the app gives out the list of schemes that the citizen is eligible for. That data is fed into the card, which is there with them throughout. They can track the application of the scheme that they have already applied for, and they can also book a Haqdarshak in future if they want any additional support from us. Along with that, these agents who are there, they also earn a livelihood and earn an income after with this entire model. We are also establishing something called Yojana Kendra. This is a physical centers where any citizen can walk in and get any of our services for a service cost directly from us. So how the entire operational model works is basically we reach out to the citizens in the community, identify and train these agents on how to use our application, how to screen the citizens, how to talk to the citizens and make them aware of it, how to do the end-to-end application process for different schemes, and also how to liaison with them. Then these agents go within the community, do the applications for them, and also track the application till the point they receive the benefit. We have also established helpline channels and chatbot for further assistance. some of the schemes that we can assist tribal citizens in particular and in general to anyone is Ayushman Bharat Yojana, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana, income certificate, etc. How basically our business model works is right now we primarily work with CSRs, philanthropies and businesses where we reach out to them to create a larger impact within the community. And now we have also ventured into B2C channel where we are, through our Yojana Kendras, we are doing this directly. Some of the work that we have done specifically with tribals are with LTPCT, where we have been working with them in Vikramgarh and Talasari in Palghar for last 5 years and have trained to 56 Hakdarshaks and reached out to almost 20,000 citizens. And most of them are tribals. Max Life Insurance, again, we are working with them in Haridwar and East Singhbhum in Jharkhand and have been able to reach 116,000 citizens. So many of them are tribals. With NASCOM Foundation, we are doing a huge project where we are establishing 39 Yojana Kendras in 39 aspirational districts across India. We intend to train 2,000 agents who are called digital ambassadors, and we intend to reach 9.5 lakh citizens using this model. Long-term impact of the work that we do includes basically increase in uptake of welfare schemes, in sustainable livelihood generation specifically for women, and also increase financial inclusion. We have already created a significant impact. We have reached 4 million citizens till date. We have trained 48,000 Hakdarshaks. We have unlocked benefit value of 5,000 crore by the work that we have done. We have already raised 25 crore worth of funding. 21 crore is in equity and 4 crore is in debt. We have set an ambitious target for ourselves to basically reach 100 million citizens by the end of 2030. To reach this ambitious target, we intend to raise $10 million in next 24 months. This will be utilized in strengthening our product, market expansion, and team building. What is the ask that we have today? Basically, to reach this ambitious and humongous target, we want to partner with more and more CSRs, more and more corporates, more and more philanthropies. We need funding support to achieve this humongous target, and also to do the kind of work that we do. We need to have a very strong and passionate team which does this on ground and take this to the last mile when it is needed. That is all that we ask for. So come join us. We are creating a significant impact. We are dedicated to building an inclusive society and bridging the gap in social security access. Join us in transforming lives and creating a financially secure future for all. Thank you.
Namaskar. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to share our work with you, which we do with tribal girls in Jharkhand. I'm a slight nervous because I'm an economics student and having Dr. Kelkar in the audience is nerve-wracking. And it's an honor also to present in front of him. This is Pooja Munda, a tribal girl from Jharkhand. When she was 6, she started working in brick kilns. 4 years later, she was trafficked to Delhi and forced to become a live-in domestic help. One day, she came to me and she said she wants a gun. I said, why do you want a gun and how should I provide you a gun? She said, Shakti Karan karte ho. That means empowerment. Shakti means gun. So I want that gun. It was shocking. It was concerning and more worrying because Pooja is not the only one. There are thousands of tribal girls in Jharkhand who have the same sentiments. Their stories are of extreme discrimination and gender-based violence, especially in conflict areas. Jharkhand has the highest number of districts struggling with Naxal violence, and most of them are tribal dominated. There are several villages where there is hardly any home where there is no puja. Major reasons are dismal economic conditions of the parents and lack of access to education, quality education, and skills. In the absence of any hope for the future, they opt to become child labor, get trafficked to big cities, even become Naxals. Schools are there, but the school dropout rate is as high as 70%. 6 out of 10 girls marry before they are 18 years of age. Since the girls are children themselves when they become mother, how do we expect them to raise strong daughters? It's the whole generation which is getting stuck. All these factors contributes the tribal girls getting stuck in the intergenerational cycle of gender-based violence and acute poverty. At Ahan, we believe that every child deserves a safe and positive childhood. It is not just born out of research and data, but my personal experience too. As a 9-year-old, I had faced homelessness, hunger, and poverty. The system was such that I had to become a child labor for sustenance, and all of a sudden, I became invisible to the world and highly visible to the people who could exploit my vulnerabilities in every which way imaginable. Despite facing all kind of abuse as a child, I still could make my career. I still can say that Dr. Kelkar, I have studied economics. Why? Because I had a mother who made sure that I study. In the absence of supportive parents and orphans of Naxal violence, we have made it a mission to create a nurturing ecosystem for girl children where she feels loved, valued, and protected. For us, everything comes after. Her physical, emotional, and mental well-being is the first thing which we care for. We create a nurturing ecosystem, and this ecosystem of girls thrives with allies at various stages. It takes a village to raise a child. We engage village leaders, relatives, families, community members, elders, administration to act as community allies, fostering a supporting environment for the girls. Our community supporters ensure that the girls stay safe at home while benefiting from our empowerment center, which is located close to her. Our empowerment centers act as a catalyst for change. Girls embark on a journey at 3 stages. Ahan means new sunrise. So the stages are also of the sunrise. The first is a kiran, which is just a ray where the girl comes to us and is equipped with trauma healing, basic education, and life skills. Second stage is the enabling stage where she becomes a Urja fellow and she starts spreading her Urja around her as a youth leader. She also starts goal mapping and career planning for herself. And she also earns stipend, which creates a safety net around her against any gender-based violence like child marriage or trafficking. Third stage is where she herself becomes sun. And she chooses a career with our partners who are skill partners or goes for higher education in colleges. Ahan bravehearts, we call them bravehearts, who were once daughters of alcohol sellers and daily wage laborers, today are studying science, mathematics, opting for careers like engineering, graphic designing, fitness training, sports coach, sustainable farming. They have their own YouTube channel called Jungle Butterflies and an all-girl tribal band. We have over 300 girls between the age of 8 to 18 in our centers. And we have touched more than 25,000 girls' lives through our various workshops. These are some of the glimpses of our work. Trauma healing and dance therapy, these are all rays. Education and life skills, arts, sports. Somebody said that only 2% girls go to sports. In our case, it's more than 90% girls who play sports, football, athletics, and chess. These are our urjas who are training the communities. These are our sons who are going around the world influencing and becoming a change influencer in a bigger way. This is Rupandi Munda, national football player, represented India, was a trafficking survivor, and all are trafficking survivors. This is Priyanka Munda. We practice what we preach. This is our first board of director at Ahan, where she is leading Ahan from the front and becoming a role model for thousands of other girls. The change is happening at various levels. This is the individual level. This is the community level. This is the system level. Now coming back to Pooja, who came for a gun, a trafficking survivor. Pooja today is thriving as a program executive and a singer. She's getting trained as a singer, and she's also reviving old folk songs of Chota Nagpur region. What's next? Next for our girls, they are going to expand their Jungle Butterflies brand to a social enterprise where they will sell their own products, farm products, handmade products, and artwork. And for Ahan, it's time to scale up. As trafficking has created a puja in every house, we want to create a reformed puja in every house. And to bring the system and change the system and equal system, we want to touch boys now, who are anyway complaining a lot that why I just working with girls. So we want to create programs for them. We want to create entrepreneurship program for tribal youths. This is our team. Mostly tribal girls, some of them are Ahan alumni only. They are the backbones, they lead the organization. You can say I'm just the face, they are the ones who work. Besides them, we have lots of volunteers from top business schools, colleges, schools. We also have sports coaches. What's our ask? Our ask is that please be aware of this dark India. Please. We can raise money anywhere. But I want this platform to recognize these girls who are bringing sunrise on their own. Naxals are not on any bit CSR radar. Jharkhand girls are suffering. By the time I finish this speech, one girl will be trafficked. This is the rate. We want to scale up. We want to reach to the girl to the last mile so that she can get access through our online program. That's why we want to start an app. So that whether she is trafficked, even she is trafficked in Delhi, we can reach out to her through app. So please join us in giving a life of dignity and happiness. Power to make their dreams possible resides with us too. Thank you.
So I have a question to Watson. See, how do people know across the country that you have this product, and how do you distribute this across the country?
Yeah, we have identified all the good NGOs from every state. We understand the regional water elevation. So we collaborate because they are already in the grassroots level. The local people know them, so that gives them the belief of delivering something new. So we have collaborated close to 1,200 NGOs, small and big. In fact, all the big NGOs like WaterAid, World Vision, Water.org, United Way, they all are my regular customers. They have an annual agreement. And now the carbon credit is also emerging. They have an annual contract of minimum quantity and that makes me survey. So far, a good thing, all these 4 lakh households we have reached without any trader dealer. Thank you, sir.
So the question is to you, the candle, which is the heart of your water purification, can you just give us a small thing about what is it made of? How does it work?
As I told you, it's made up of clay. The process is similar to brick. The only difference is it has nanopores, which are smaller than the pathogen and the heavy metals. So turbid water, heavy metal, or any E. coli, coliform bacteria, nothing will pass through. Only water will percolate. So either you hit it with water or reverse wash, from backwash. It will get cleaned and you can use it forever.
But arsenic?
Arsenic, we have a cartridge which is plugged below, which has a super adsorbent that was developed in collaboration with IIT Madras. That will trap the arsenic and will not allow it, and that will come for at least minimum 3 years, and then it will not leach out because it is trapped already. It becomes a conglomerate. It will react with the existing material and not leach out. Same way in fluoride, we have a soaking bed method. You soak the water overnight. Next day it will trap all the fluoride. Then you take and pour it in my regular filter. So it comes as a combo. So all are do it yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So I have one question to Riddhesh Soni, right? See, what is your customer profile? Is it only government? And the second question is, what is the unit economics? What is the minimum land holding which you do for to be profitable?
Yes, sir. So our customers, because water is a, you can say, very fundamental commodity, and without water there is no agriculture. So the users are household, irrigation, and industries, but 89% of India's groundwater is itself used only for irrigation itself. So in order to reach the farmer will not entertain you despite you might be having the best of technologies. You require a kind of a system integrator, someone who can be your ambassador, someone like an influencer in a villager who can pitch your idea to the end user. So we are, on one end, we are doing direct Jal Jeevan Mission projects, so where we are taking 10,000 points and verifying whether there is water availability or not. And during this thing, when we interact with so many stakeholders, we cross-sell also our B2C or B2B2C services to them. So it can be either B2B2C like FP or NGO, which is in between, or it can be the direct government. Means government only is giving specific points in a village, like only 1 point per village. So they have their own limitations. But to expand that thing to individual farmers is something, once that trust is established, it's easy for us to cross-sell. So the second question I mentioned?
Know the economics of your model.
Yes. So we have found out that the farmer who is having less than 2 hectares of a land cannot afford a borewell. Means it is like minimum 5 acres he should have, then only he is able to bore. I am just coming at the start of the value chain of the groundwater by telling which spot you should build. But after that there is drilling process, there are operators, there is pumping, there is electricity supply and everything. So the cost of drilling a borewell is somewhere around 1 lakh to and above. So farmers below 2 hectares of land cannot afford a borewell. So minimum we can do like from a small 1 acre of land up to an entire district itself, because satellite is able to do the entire scanning.
And what about groundwater recharging?
Yes, so groundwater recharging, because initially we used to get a good amount of clashes that you are trying to exploit the groundwater table. So I said, even if I don't go to the approach the farmers, anyways they will going to exploit it. They will directly use those coconuts and those unscientific methods, or they will directly go for like direct drilling methods, testing and trial, which the farmer loses lots of money, and then the depth trap and etc. Comes into picture. So in order to specifically mitigate that problem, we have done the required solutions for the same.
Now I have a question for Pramod Mahajan. When your monthly plans and all that, is it for institutions or individual owners?
No, these are for institutions and the businesses that we're tapping to, because the deaf people cannot afford to enable it, So we are offering our solution absolutely free to them, but our end customers who are paying to us are those businesses, small enterprises and institutions whom these people get influence.
So for a deaf and for a hearing impaired school, there would be just one application which all the students could use?
Yes, there will be a single
on various monitors?
Yes, they can use it.
Okay.
It's available across platforms like Windows, Apple, Web, as well as Android.
Okay.
I have a question for Haq Darshak. How much will Bhashini address the issue of reaching out to the masses? Do you think language is the only problem over there, or there are other things? The question is, there's a lot of investment happening in Bhashini.
Correct.
So will it take care of the challenges which are there?
That is part of it, sir. So it is two parts, right? The model itself we have is assisted tech, right? So basically, tech will solve a part of it with respect to the information being available in local languages. But we also need that many people from the same community who can deliver that service to the larger masses. So to answer your question, that has to be supported by the agents from the same community who also understand the same language. So yeah.
To you only, Hagdarshak. A whole lot of schemes in Government of India, state governments are amazing. And equally amazing is the fact most people don't know about it. We tried this thing in the industrial workers in related to created a workers facilitation center so that whether it's Ayushman Bharat, whether it's certain other schemes, migrant workers, etc. The important thing is not only make them aware to make it happen and close the loop with the state government agencies. We struggle. अब तब मुझे पता नहीं था तो मैं खुश था. पता है कि मेरा ये entitlement है, not getting it makes me more unhappy. So I think in every single instance of workers facilitation center, when we are not able to get, this is about the migrant, informal workers working in the thing. I'm sure this is the same story there. How do you get इनको कान पकड़ के कैसे लाते हो सरकार को जो that in fact sometimes what's amazing is the government guys are not aware of this scheme that exists with them and it's a challenge, and so just want your thoughts on it.
Sure, sir. So I think it's a very valid question. So at the end of the day, what we are delivering is government schemes, right? At the end of the day. So definitely the challenges that you are facing, we also face. But because we are working in large numbers, अगर एक individual, एक marginalized informal worker जाएगा, आप स्कीम छोड़ो, आप बैंक अकाउंट खुलवाने जाओगे तो उसके लिए भी आपको 10 बार पूछा जाएगा. अगर मैं 50 एप्लीकेशन एक साथ लेके जाऊंगा मैनेजर के पास में, उसके भी टारगेट्स होते हैं, तो वो डेफिनेटली केटर करेगा. दैट इज वन पार्ट ऑफ इट. सेकेंडली आई विल टेल यू very simple example of a scheme. BUCW, building and other construction workers करके एक वो है. So basically for them there is a card that is prepared using which people construction workers are registered. और हमें सब पता है कि कितने सेफ्टी से हमारे कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्कर्स काम करते हैं, राइट? इन महाराष्ट्र as part of this scheme, construction workers are given 5,000 rupees worth of safety kit free of cost. अगर उनको ये मिल जाए तो आप सोचो कि जो इंस्टेंसेस हैं जो उनके साथ में एक्सीडेंट के बेसिस पे होते हैं वो नहीं होंगे. So I mean, I'm sure what you're saying is, I agree with you completely. But because we work with government so closely and we work with them so often, licensing करने में आसानी होती है. And because we go with larger numbers, even if they say no, we know we can go high above them and try to reach the maybe next person in the system.
Hello, I'm Santosh More. Do you have some schemes, specifically your apps working for the handicaps?
Definitely, sir. You know, there is a card that is prepared called UDID card, which is specifically for disabled people. And using that card, there are multiple like benefits that are delivered to them. So right now, central government itself is running a huge campaign to promote and register each and every disabled person in this process and program. So yeah, we do have multiple schemes.
Yeah, most of the handicaps do not aware, or they don't know, or their parents are also unaware about it, to how to get the UDID card. So that will be more helpful. And the second thing is, Maharashtra government, that is Mr. Suresh Khade, who is the minister of that portfolio, they are just launching that scheme, that 5,000 rupees of equipments to the constructions workers. So it is not the duty of the developers or those who are the vendors to provide this type of safety materials and whatever it is. So it's not a duplication of that. The government is doing the same, and or they are not providing it.
So sir, it's two parts, right? Ideally, in ideal world, it is supposed to be the developers because it is their work that is being done. But that is not what happens. And construction workers is a huge segment of the workforce. And as part of that, central and I don't know if you know, a part of the money that flows in as part of the taxes that are paid by the real estate organization goes for the welfare of the construction workers. तो उससे जो पैसा आ रहा है वही यहाँ पे यूटिलाइज हो रहा है. तो ऐसा कुछ अलग नहीं हो रहा है कि इट इज सरकार को मतलब करना है, बिकॉज दैट इज ऑल्सो फ्लोइंग इन फ्रॉम द पीपल and it is going to the people. So there is nothing new that is being done. It is just that जो facilitation है वो some level पे जिस scale पे होना चाहिए वो नहीं हो रहा है. And there are as part of जो बड़े organizations है, जैसे if I can take a name like Godrej हुए, Shapoorji Pallonji हुए, they are doing that bit through their CSR medium on a very, I would say, smaller scale as compared to जितना उनका business है. They can do lot more than what they are doing right now.
Hello, ma'am. I have question for you for Ahan Foundation. Have you faced any problems with respect to resistance, opposition, or threats from people who are trafficking these girls, and any other challenges, and how are you handling them?
So when I started, of course, there is a lot of resistance, and that's why we focus on building community supporters. We work with community because they are the one who not only support the girl, but also support us in removing the roadblocks. But when I started, I had directly jumped into the Naxal areas. From corporate sector, I came across a girl who was being sold by her own father, 6-year-old. And he didn't know me, but he was willing to sell her to me. And that was what led me to start Ahan Foundation. And I was badly beaten up by Naxals, and then badly beaten up by the traffickers. So ultimately thrown on the road. Still face resistance, but that doesn't stop because ultimately it's my responsibility too. Thank you.
So thank you everyone. I would like to invite Mr. Pramod Artle to felicitate Ms. Patankar and Mr. Iyer.